a whole lot of money. He's built a great big organization. So please give me a warm welcome for Mr. John Pettiford.
All right. Everybody enjoy that lunch? All right, let's try it one more time. Y'all look like some of y'all enjoyed the lunch, some of y'all did. Did you enjoy the lunch?
Yes.
All right. So did somebody bring me something back?
No, sir.
I don't know if I got it.
I have a plate over there with your name on it, but
I ate that. That's a done deal, okay? All right, so hey, we're going to talk about the business owner mindset, guys. I think that's very important. Anybody learn something this morning?
yes, sir.
All right, so we had our co-founder take it off the hook, but now I'm going to do a little bit about mindset because I think it's very important to understand the position that we play. Okay? I think so many people are playing in America, but they don't even know they're in a fight, but they don't even know they're fighting. They get knocked out. They playing against Kobe Bryant of the financial world, and they practice every 6 months. Does that make sense? You're not gonna win that game, right? Okay? So we got to learn and have a mindset and mentality. But I want you to think about something, okay? See, when I got this, I really got it, and I never forgot it, and it keeps me going. A lot of people say, well, John, what keeps you going? What keeps you motivated? How do you continue to just stay excited? Well, number one, I understand the position that I'm playing. But when I didn't understand the position I was playing, I didn't know why I needed to have a business. I didn't know why it was so important. And if you can look at your family, you can probably look at 50, 60, 70 years, 100 years, 150 years of people working, and everybody is still broke. Can you look around and see that? You see lots and lots of people in your family that have great degrees, great educations, but they're still broke because they had an employee mindset. And you have to have a business owner mindset. See, we've been sold on an idea that was put together by business owners so we can be leveraged by them. Y'all didn't get that. That's right. We've been sold an idea that we're supposed to be real good employees by doing what? Going to school, get a good education, get a good job so we can get that good job, right? So we can work for other people. But when you work for other people, you do understand that you're being leveraged. That's right. It's not that your job is bad, but you got to understand your position. And you got to understand that if somebody's leveraging you, you got the ability to do some leveraging. Does that make sense? Yes, sir. See, so you got to build a system of leverage. Now, I want you to think about this, okay? So by the time you figure it out, you're $40,000 in debt, you're working a job, you may like that job, you might not like that job, but the bottom line is you can still do everything, quote unquote, right that they told you and end up in financial ruin. Do we see that? Yes. Okay? So we got to build equity, okay? So I want you to think about this. You have to build income, not earn income. There's a difference. Earning income is when you go trade your time for money. So when you go to your job, you trade what? Some time. And they give you some cash. And the problem with that is it. There's nothing else. When you walk away from that job, you don't have any equity on that. And you have no ability to stack your income. You can't multiply your income on the job. You can add, but you cannot multiply. Everybody see that? Yes, sir. We're going to get more into that, okay? So let's continue. So let's talk about ownership. Oh, I guess I got to do something here, right? Okay, let's talk about ownership, okay? Now, there needs to be a new and improved you. Okay, I got a book over here. Everybody got that book? Book over here. All right. You want to start reading and doing some personal development, okay? I think this is a good book. This book is called Toughen Up. Toughen Up, Toughen Up, Toughen Up. And it's by Claude Hamilton, and it's basic training for leadership and success. So it talks about being a leader. So in order for you to be a new person, Jordan, you got to get new information, don't you? See, in order for me to transform and become who I am today, I had to get some new information, get around some new people. I had to get around people that knew something that I didn't know, and they had ideas and vision that I didn't have, so I could buy into the vision. Everybody got it? So when I bought into that vision, it changed my life. So you got to have new information, and that's going to give you new actions. See, once you know different, you can do different. And you can't unsee what you learned in MyEcon. Come on. See, when you start learning about MyEcon and finances, now when somebody tries to tell you the other way, you're like, I know that don't make sense. Right. And you can't go back. So, as you learn here with us, you're going to start to develop and change. And you're going to change for the better. But one bad thing is going to happen. Some people that you thought was your best friends, you're going to learn that they might not be the best friends, okay? And that's okay. You don't got to treat them bad, but you got to keep moving. Everybody got it? Okay, so let's keep moving here. Now, why do you want to have ownership? Because you can own all future value. See, when you don't have ownership, you don't own the future value. See, you can work on a job for 30 years and have nothing to show for it. But the company you work for, whatever you built for them that whole time, they take it and they pass it down to their children. Is that true? So you're always building equity when you're doing work. The question is who owns the equity. I got it? And your family has to have the equity. All right? Your family is more important than them. So you got to have that future value without a corresponding payment. Let's talk about it. Is it better to go to rent-a-center and rent furniture, or do you want to buy a sofa? Why do you want to buy a sofa? Because you can own it, right? See, the bottom line is you got to keep paying rent-a-center until probably 5 or 6 times what it's supposed to be, right? Before you get to ownership. But you can own it outright. Well, now look, you want to own or rent? You said you want to own. Let's talk about your home. Anybody own a home in here? Some of us?
Yes.
Y'all scared to say? Okay? Well, some of us are homeowners, right? But here's the thing. Is it better to own your home, or do you want to rent your home?
Oh.
Why? You got the equity, right?
Yes, sir.
See, if you rent for 30 years, you can spend the same money and end up with nothing. The problem is whoever you pay the rent to, they now have all the future value of the equity you built. You see that? So when you're on your job, if you don't understand that you're renting yourself out for 30 or 40 years, you can literally walk away with nothing if you built everything for them.
Absolutely.
And see, that right there made me mad.
Absolutely.
And I said, wait a minute. I'm going to spend a whole generation of my life with them, and they take everything I built. You can't afford to do that. You can't afford to do that in your lifetime. And if you're supposed to be leaving an inheritance for your children's children, you can't do it for their lifetime. Everybody got it. So now, do you think it's better to rent or own? Own. All right? Now let's continue. See, when you're renting, you got to keep expending your time for the reward. It requires continuous cash flow or time flow. So either you got to keep paying for it or you got to keep expending your time. Okay, if we're talking about the job. Now, there's no future value or equity. If the job equals renting, you must continue to trade time for money to continue to benefit it. You rent yourself out by the hour, or if you're on salary, you rent yourself out for every 2 weeks. And you keep renewing that deal until somebody terminates the agreement. They pretend to pay, and you pretend to work. And that's the relationship y'all continue to have. Can't afford that, guys. See, you can start building something great when you have a business. Because not only do you own what you build, you've got the ability to start owning or building or leveraging other owners. In this business, you can leverage other owners or business owners. And see, this system is everywhere. Look around. This hotel, Marriott owns this hotel, right? Do they got one hotel or do they got multiples all over the place? Thousands of them, right? That's a system of leverage. They don't have one employee running this thing. They got all kinds of employees in here, right? That's another system of leverage. They get multiple hours of productivity in one 24-hour period. So if you're trying to grow your income, multiply your income, it's going to be very difficult to do it on the job, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Right.
So you got to come up with another system, even if you're working a job today, and you got to build a business with us that has leverage. Because see, sometimes people start other businesses, but those businesses don't have leverage.
Right.
You have bought yourself a job when you could have just got one for free. You got to have a system that pays you, even when you're sitting around having fun with your significant other. You got to build your business that pays you even when you're on vacation. You got to build your business that pays you every time, even when you're sleeping. That would be a better way of getting paid, isn't it? And see, that's what you should sell out to, because that allows you to build or collapse time. the time collapses and you start doing things much faster, and now you can start putting more money in that investment account that we talked about yesterday, and now instead of 30 years, maybe 5 to 7, and now you got freedom and you're a millionaire. Am I in the right room?
Yes, sir.
Okay? Now, we already talked about this. On the job, you can only increase dollars per hour or increase amount of hours. That's not multiplication, that's addition. Okay? Ownership. You can end the cost, but the continuation of the benefits. So this is very simple. The job, you make $100,000 a year on the job. After 40 years, you got $4 million. But remember, a third of that went to taxes. And because you gave away a third to taxes, you started buying things on credit because you didn't have cash to buy the house and all the cars. So you spent another $2 million, $2.5 million on just interest and paying down debts. And then the rest of the little million that's left, you just lived on that for 40 years. And you look up, $4 million went through your hands, and you have absolutely nothing to show for it. But over here, in MyEcon, if you build a business that makes you $100,000 a year, number one, you became a millionaire. And number two, you got all future access of all future ownership on that because it's yours forever and you can pass it to your children or your spouse. See, that should get you up every single day. Every time somebody tells you no, you say, well, they just want to stay broke. I'm cool with that. If they cool with being broke, I'm cool with letting them stay broke. But if you start letting that be your problem, you start saying, well, you know, my best friend didn't join. You know, I just knew she was going to join, and she didn't get in. And then you start making it an indictment on you and your business, as opposed to that's just their shortcoming, and they just don't understand it. You can't make other people's problems your problems. Okay? Now, let's talk about this. Leveraging. J. Paul Getty said, I'd rather be paid 1% of 100 people's efforts rather than 100% of my own. He understood leveraging. Get 99% of your check even though you don't have to show up. See, building a linear system is the most unstable form of income because it only works when you go and work it.
Right.
When you don't, see, your money don't clock in until you clock in. And it clock out when you clock out. You can't afford that system. Here's why. You have expenses that accrue every single hour of your life.
Yes, sir.
You get a bill once a month, but the expenses accrue every single hour. And your income taking 2 days off though. Your income is only working for you for 8 hours, and then those other hours, it got to take time off. How can you ever get ahead in a system like that? And people say, why don't they teach this in school? Well, why would they?
Right.
You become their competition.
Yes.
Have you ever seen a wealthy person talk about, well, they just want to share it? No. We want to help you get something. They don't even say that.
No.
See, think about it. Warren Buffett is 80 years old, wherever, however old he is. And he makes hundreds of millions of dollars. But he's still working. It ain't never enough.
Wow.
He just keep working. So this idea that, well, you know, we're going to give these wealthy people all these tax breaks, and then they're going to sprinkle it all over you, Jordan. I don't know about that. I don't see that working anywhere. Do y'all see it? So we got to understand that it ain't nothing going to trickle down. You got to go eat what you kill.
All right.
If you don't go kill anything, you might not be eating anything. Now, we already talked about this. Most stable form of income is overrides and residual. Why? Because it has the ability to work for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Your income can just keep going. But me and I be sitting on the phone or sitting around just talking, we still getting paid. I was eating a salad. I was still getting paid. I got up this morning. I was FaceTiming my wife. I was still getting paid. See, you can only get that through business ownership. Now, I is going to talk a little bit more about the compensation plan. But I want you to think about this. Let's say you are a platinum in this business, okay? you're making at least $5 a month on everybody active on your membership, right? Well, if you produce a goal is what, 10 people?
Yes.
Well, every time you produce a goal, it stacks your income.
Yes, sir.
Because now, if somebody's got 10 people in your organization, that's $50 more extra every single month. Produce 10 goals every month. Your income grows by $500 every month. Eventually, you end up being in infinity. Now you go to 7. Now you're stacking your income by $700 every single month as you start putting on 100 people every month on your team. Do that for about 5 years straight. All your financial issues will be solved, wouldn't they? That's what happens here. See, with this residual income starting at the next month, that's an amazing deal. Because now you just keep adding, you keep adding, you keep adding, then it starts compounding. Compounding changes your life. So that's why you got to have a business ownership mentality and mindset. Anybody got any questions? Anybody learn anything?
Yeah.
All right, I think that's what I'm supposed to do. I saved about 2 minutes for somebody else. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, go ahead.
When we're talking to people about our business, is there a difference in verbiage or terminology, prospect versus client? Client to me sounds more businessy than prospect. Prospect sounds too network marketing for me. Do you have any suggestions on that when we're prospecting or talking to people? Do you call them a prospect or a client? Or a possible client?
In my mind, I'm calling them a prospect. But I'm not saying, hey, you're a prospect. So the person you're talking to, they don't know what you call them. They just kind of know whatever you say to them. But here's the thing you got to understand. Everybody, in my mind, has to be a business owner if they're going to become financially successful. Even if they work a job full time, they should become a business owner part time with us. So it changes the dynamics of how they get paid and taxes and all that. So when I'm talking to a person, I'm initially talking to them about being a business owner with us, not a customer for some of the products. I'm talking to them about, look, become a business owner so I can help you fix your finances, all this. Now, if they decide that they don't want to do that, then I offer them a product and keep moving. That make sense? But the person you're talking to, they don't know what you're talking about. Good question. Anybody else? All right, I'm gonna sit on down.
All right. Good job.